Hey guys, Ernie here and welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. The very first video that I published here on YouTube was about my ultralight cook kit, and I've published several variations over the years that have made little changes. Well, recently I made a major update to the ultralight cook kit. I want to fill you guys in, so stay tuned. I'll show you guys what I came up with. Thanks for watching. So what is the purpose of an ultralight cook kit? Well, for me, it's about boiling water, and I want to do it at the bare minimum weight that I can. Well, that's not necessarily true, not the bare minimum, but a weight that I'm comfortable with products that grant me the flexibility that I'm looking for. I basically use my kit to do two things. One is to make coffee, and the other is to boil water to rehydrate my dehydrated meals. It's bare bones and it's designed that way because that's all I needed to do. If you need more functionality, then obviously you're gonna have to add more components, and that's going to add weight. Now, my ultralight cook kit has always revolved around the Toaks 750 milliliter pot with lid, but this year I decided to make a change. Let me show you guys what I got. The components of your cook kit are always going to start with your cook pot, and I made a change like I said. All my prior cook kits were based on this, which was the Toaks 750 milliliter pot. I decided to make a change this year for a couple of reasons, and I'll tell y'all why. This is the Evernew titanium 700 milliliter cook mug or mug pot, okay? There are several. There's a spaghetti pot, stuff like that. This is the mug pot, and I like it quite a bit. It's a little bit larger volume, holding 900 milliliters versus the 750 for the Toaks, and that gives me more versatility on how much water I can boil. I also have gotten to the point where I like to rehydrate my meals in freezer bags. And this allows me a larger volume if I choose to do it in here and put the freezer bag right in here. Often I put it into the DIY cozy that I made, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, but the larger volume and the larger size helps quite a bit. I also really like it because the lid is tight fitting. You can see on the Toaks that lid comes right off. Well, with the Evernew, it doesn't. It stays right on there, pops on and off really easily. It also has this little pour spout that makes it easy to pour water wherever you want it to go. It does have some gradations on the inside. You can see right there marking different volumes. It does 15 and 25 ounces as well as 300 and 600 milliliters right there on the inside. To top it all off, this actually weighs 0.1 ounces less than the Toaks. So speaking of weight, let's go ahead and weigh this pot, and we'll weigh all the other components and show you what's inside of my cook kit. This pot itself weighs 98 grams or 3.5 ounces. The stove that I'm using is taking the place of the cat can stove. Now, the cat can stove works very well. I made this DIY stove myself. There's a video on my channel showing how I made this very simply out of a beer bottle, okay? It weighs 16 grams, so pretty lightweight. I'll be using the same DIY aluminum can windscreen that I made. This is a design by Colorado Camper. I will leave a link down below if I remember on the video to show how to build that. This weighs 10 grams, and if you compare that with, for example, the Vargo aluminum windscreen, that weighs 38 grams. And this is a Toaks titanium windscreen, which is just a little titanium foil almost, and that weighs 17 grams. Of course, it's a little bit less without this carrying case, but it flies all over the place if you don't keep it pretty much sealed up. A hot lips, I do still carry a hot lips because I like being able to not burn myself. At 2 grams, it seems reasonable. And I have this small piece of carbon felt. This is what I use to grab the pot when it's hot. This weighs 4 grams. Now, I also have this pretty large DIY pot cozy. Okay, it's made out of Reflectix. It has a top, fits just like that. Really, really nice. I use this to rehydrate my meals. I have freezer bags. I put the freezer bag in here, put the water in there, cover it up, and it works really, really well. This entire cozy weighs 35 grams. So let's look at a total weight. We'll put this together real quick. Total weight of 175 grams or 6 1/8 ounces. So if you don't want to use an alcohol stove, you can very simply take out your lighter, take out your alcohol stove, and take out your windscreen, and just pop a Pocket Rocket Deluxe in there, which is what I use. Pop the top on. We'll see how much it weighs. Of course, without fuel, for a gas-powered ultralight kit. 236 grams or 8 3/8 ounces. Of course, that shows the weight, increased weight of a gas stove, but still pretty lightweight if you want to use gas. So I'm going to pull this out and we're going to do a quick 2-cup boil test with 1 ounce of fuel in our alcohol stove. All right, so we'll start off here in the dark because I want y'all to be able to see the stove blooming. This is 1 ounce of heat in the yellow bottle. We've got 2 cups of water, a little bit hotter than normal, 80 degrees, but we'll still see what it shows. Okay, let's just wait for it to bloom and then we'll put our water on and start the timer. Now, in this air-conditioned room, it takes a little longer for it to bloom just because it is a little cooler. You just have to wait for that to get hot enough to start to gasify and get some jets going. All right, we got some jets going on the back, and there it goes. Pop it on and start our timer. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the lights on, and you guys can see as we start going up in temperature. All right, we're getting there. 210, 211, 7 minutes, 10 seconds. You guys can see it's boiling nicely. So, 2 cups of water to a boil, 1 ounce of fuel, 7 minutes, 10 seconds. So there we go, a simple and effective ultralight cook kit for just over 6 ounces. You can make it lighter by dropping the koozie. That's something you certainly could do. I enjoy having it because it allows me to use less fuel. If I'm rehydrating things, I can allow it to rehydrate in the koozie and not have to use as much fuel. You saw several notable changes from my prior ultralight kit. I've made it lighter. One of the ways is by changing to the Evernew. It is lighter than the toast, like I said. The stove that I'm using, which is my DIY stove, is lighter than the cat can stove. And I've stopped carrying a separate mug because I found that I can just drink out of my regular mug just as easily as I can of a separate mug, and I have no real use to store warmed or heated water outside of making coffee. All I do is boil water for my meal, put that into my meal, and then boil water for coffee. No big deal. The pot is wider, and so therefore the cozy is wider, and that allows me to fit more meal inside of that cozy. I put that freezer bag in there. Sometimes with the toast, because it was narrower, it kind of smushed the meal together, and sometimes it wouldn't rehydrate as well. I've found in my testing so far that this helps the meal hydrate better because it has more room to do so. The pot itself is wider, and that's why I like using this particular DIY stove. It creates a wider flame pattern which spreads out really well over this little bit wider pot that I'm using than the toast, and it heats the water just a little bit faster. All this basically leads to faster boil times and less weight, which is what I was looking for. And in case you're wondering, I have ordered a new Z-Packs Dyneema stuffed sack, just like my old ultralight cook kit, so go ahead and add those 4 grams if you want to. I've got several overnighters planned soon, which I'm excited. It's only 94 degrees today here in Louisiana. It's kind of like a cold front because it's been like 99 degrees. As soon as it cools off, I got several trips planned. Really excited about that, and you're gonna get to see this new cook kit in action. Do me a favor, guys, if you have any suggestions, any comments, make sure you leave them down below. Anything salty, telling me I'm terrible, go for that as well. All press is good press here on YouTube. As always, guys, I appreciate you checking out the channel. Please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up if you liked the video and you found things to be useful. I will leave links down below to as much of this gear as I can so you guys can check it out and buy it on Amazon if you want to. Those are affiliate links, so they help the channel out a little bit, help me buy more stuff to review for you guys. Pretty much every dollar I make here on YouTube, which by the way is not much, goes right back to the channel. So if you found this video to be entertaining, smash that like button. If you want to make sure you don't miss any videos, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be absolutely sure you don't miss any videos and that they all show up on your feed, hit that ding dong bell and you will be the first to know. I truly appreciate everyone checking out the Paleo Hiker MD channel. I love ultralight backpacking, and I'm working really hard to get my base weight just below 10 pounds for this backpacking season coming up, and I'm getting pretty close. As always, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos here on Paleo Hiker MD.